Hello and welcome to Grapple City Rewind bonus edition for WrestleMania Night 2, April 20th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Bradley Palermo, here as always with Aaron, the Finking Man. Fink and Aaron, what do you think about WrestleMania Night 2? We should start with
what?
No. Actually, let's start with the grade. Give me the grade because yesterday was a B+.
A-, I think.
You liked it better than yesterday.
I think I did, yeah.
Damn.
I think
this will be an interesting episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I had fun. I think pretty much every match was well, not every match. Most matches were pretty good.
Cool.
Why? What's your grade?
If yesterday was a B+, which I don't disagree with, I would say probably I'd go more like average on like a C on this one. The first match was really good. I feel like even the drama that was good in some of the other matches and the results sometimes that were fun. Necessarily like I wasn't like in it, but I could be fatigued. I've been watching wrestling a lot and you know, I was like, God, I was so tired of just hearing Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett. Like these guys are just not good on commentary to my ears. And I think like after hours of it, I'm just like, tonight I was just kind of like, fuck, like yesterday was so good and you guys are not holding up, like, and I'm tired of these voices in my head. They talk to me. My name is Bread. They talk to me.
I don't mind Wade, and I generally don't mind Pat either, but I think Pat was he's working all week, so busy, he's probably just a little worn out. I think if you watch him on a weekly basis on Raw, he has some fun moments, and I don't think it's certainly not the type of commentary like the things that we normally watch for this podcast. That's for sure.
I honestly like that way better, but Cole can stay. I think we can both agree on that. Cole's legit, so he hangs me in there. But let's get into the matches on this little bonus edition we have here. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, to me, was the match of the night. WWE confirmed in all their after show stuff that they believed it was the match of the night.
Yeah, it was.
These are three of the best stars in WWE. I don't give a shit what your gender is. Like Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, incredible. Io Sky too. It's a different style, which is why I kind of didn't like. I wasn't super excited about the fact that it was a three-way, but like the result was what we wanted. Io to retain and for Rhea and Bianca to escalate their feuds, so later on we can get this incredible match that we know is going to happen and just give it a little more fire, right? So
yeah, I agree. It was match of the night for sure. Rhea and Bianca did more of the physicality than Io did. Like Io was taking a lot of moves. Like she took a lot of punishment. I love the match. This is not me putting the match down in any way.
No, not at all.
Just some things that I noticed. And I enjoyed the finish. It was a really fun one. It did get copied like 30 minutes later, sort of, in the Intercontinental match.
Yeah.
Dom basically did the same thing to Finn and Braun, I think, with the frog splash that Io did with the moonsault. While people were being pinned, they hit him and then pinned someone themselves and then won. But I enjoyed it. First match opened the card really well. The crowd was very excited, and I was too. My buddy who watches wrestling texted me, and he was like, that was the best women's match I've ever seen. I said, yeah, it was very, very good for sure.
And then we got into Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in the Sin City Street Fight. I felt like I'm glad this had a gimmick because it didn't feel like much was on the line to me. I wasn't invested in this feud. I love Drew.
Not in the normal way.
What?
I wasn't invested in it in a normal way. Yeah. I mean, this whole feud has been sort of plagued from the start a little bit. I don't know if you ever read about the thing that happened at the Royal Rumble. I think Priest eliminated McIntyre, if I'm not mistaken, but it was supposed to be a bigger moment than it was. And I can't remember why it wasn't. I think it was either Logan Paul or LA Knight were playing whatever they were doing. They were playing it up to the hard camera, the camera that you generally see when you're watching from, home. And I guess that meant that we as the audience missed the whole Drew and Damian stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of like off to a rocky start. And then they didn't get as much time on TV as they really needed. It was one of those ones that we talked about last week where we were like, yeah, they didn't build it up as well as they built some other ones up. So, but all that being said, I actually thought this was a good match. The crowd was into it. Like you said, I think having a gimmick match like this was good. And actually, now that I think about it, that was the only, besides the triple threat at the end of last night, that was really the only match that had tables and chairs and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. And this was one that I think we guessed incorrectly. We thought maybe Damian Priest would win this one, didn't we?
I mean, I definitely said Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest is the kind of guy that sits there and lets you count to 3 and forgets to kick out, and I would never let him win anything. And I have faith that
that's true. You did say that, but I did also say I felt like Priest needed it more than Drew did. Maybe Drew's kind of
I realized we didn't really have a necessarily definitive who said what. We were just kind of like, oh yeah, sure, what you said sounds good. So, but no, I was in my mind when I was watching that, I was like, am I getting it? It's Drew. I like Drew.
I kind of thought Priest. I mean, I like Drew too. I just thought that Priest has kind of been stagnating in terms of what he's been doing since the Rumble. And so I thought maybe this win would be good for him. And I also feel like McIntyre could do anything. McIntyre's one of those people that they could just lose every night and you'd forget because he's just so talented.
Yeah. And after he lost the belt in 2020 or 2021 or to Roman, he jobbed for everyone for years and you still took him seriously.
Something that was cool about this match, the story that they were telling inside of this match is Damian Priest likes to do the old school Undertaker move where he walks the rope.
Yeah.
And I have always thought as a fan that move is a little silly because all the opponent has to do is just get them off balance a little bit.
Move a little bit. And they finally paid that off.
To shit. Right, exactly. Yeah. So I really appreciated that there were tables set outside for this exact moment when Priest was doing this old school tightrope walking move and Drew pushed him off balance and he fell through the tables. It was really fun. Third match of the night was Braun Breaker, the Intercontinental Champion, against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio in a fatal 4-way match.
And holy shit, you predicted the result on this.
I did, but again, I will say that I saw this on Twitter and I was like, I like this. I'm going to steal it.
I mean,
but not steal it. I'm giving credit to. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't me.
I heard you say it, and I listened to that, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to disagree. That is a result that is good. That is a result that I like, and that is the result that apparently someone in creative liked as well.
Well, and the crowd liked too. See, this was the reason why I liked this night was because the crowd was still super excited the whole time. And they also had reactions that normal crowds don't really have. Dominic Mysterio is a bad guy. He gets booed all the time. And everyone has grown accustomed to that. And even up until tonight, on SmackDown and Raw the last couple weeks, I don't think he's been getting cheered very much. maybe a little bit.
They fucking
But
booed
tonight,
Cody the other night. Tonight, it's
they were cheering the shit out of him
yeah.
today. He was getting the most cheers in this match, and when he won, the pop was insane.
Yeah.
The crowd was super excited.
Did you see after WrestleMania, like when they had him come up to the booth, when they were the crowd was just cheering the shit out of him and John Cena and everybody else. Like they were cheering all the heels, but
yeah, it was the Fatal 4-Way was again. Maybe this one was a little sloppy, but I thought it was enjoyable. It went pretty quickly. Actually, it was really quick. Wow, it was a 10-minute match. Dang,
it was fast, and we were ordering food, and I was watching, but my bandmate wasn't. He was just ordering food. He was like, "Damn, what the fuck? It just ended," like. So it was fast, but with my pissiness tonight, I'm done with Braun Breaker. Like that guy, he's supposed to be marketed as like some big badass. He is shorter than everyone else in this match, and he's wearing like 2-inch lifts. So I don't mind if you're like a short.
I saw the lifts too.
I don't mind if you're like a short dude and you're wrestling and stuff, but you're so insecure that you're wearing like a couple inches of lifts to not be like shorter than the luchadors.
MJF wears big old lifts too. Have you seen his?
Who does?
MJF.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
They're like 2 inches. He's a little short Jew like me.
The lifts are off-putting. Like just be your size. Like don't.
Dude, that's crazy. It's so funny. I was watching this match and Braun Breaker was doing so many moves that make him look like a badass that I just thought like almost like Fatu, that I thought you were going to be like, man, I love Braun Breaker tonight, but you're actually like, Braun Breaker's a tool. But
yeah, he's crazy. Kind of a douche. I don't know.
He's not. He's great, dude. The spear across the tables was awesome. I think
I'm not saying he has no athletic
needs to be in more singles matches is the problem. He's been in a lot of multi-person matches, a lot of tag matches. I feel like maybe they're protecting him because he is still new-ish, you know, like he's only been doing it a few years, but I don't know. I just want to see more like a 10-minute singles match from him, not a 10-minute fatal 4-way. I still enjoyed the match, but
yeah, I think, and we could save it for another day, but I think like his Frankensteiner is kind of weak a lot of the times that I see it. Like I don't think he's necessarily, I think maybe as like a tag team guy, and there is another I think there's a cousin that could come in that's still in, amateur wrestling. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guy is just, he's not doing it. I want him to. He's got his squeaky voice and his lifts. And I'm just like, dude, you are not your dad. And
you didn't like his Steiner math promo before night one on Friday, I think it was. It's pretty funny, actually.
It's funny. I watched it. It just seems like
he's working the kinks out. He's young, dude. Give him a break.
I mean,
he'll be fine.
Your gimmick is kind of that you're a Steiner. You don't even have the Steiner name.
He's figuring it
Breaker.
Out. It's like we said, people get thrust into positions where they're maybe not perfectly ready for it.
WWE is not young. They've been around a long time, and they can manage these things. They choose the name.
They're patient. They know that eventually it's going to work out. And no, there's no bigger proof of that than the next match, which was Randy Orton coming out to an open challenge after Kevin Owens had let everyone know a couple weeks ago that he needed to take time away for neck surgery for reals. And this was another really, really fun surprise. Randy Orton's opponent was none other than the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Joe Hendry.
No, it's fucking cool to see him up there. We're going to see him next weekend. You and I are going to a TNA match. Great. And TNA and WWE are so intertwined now. I don't know. Is WWE going to buy this shit? Is that like a rumor or not?
I haven't heard anything about it. I think... I don't know that they want to just buy everything, but right. I do think that they're starting to recognize the value in collaborating with other companies and doing things that are beneficial for both of them.
Hendry got in all of his character work, and he was on the hard cam with his little twisty, turny point and smile, and guy is charismatic as fuck, and it was the perfect time for him to get hit with the fucking RKO and... get his gun.
Yeah, it was fun. little squash for Randy, but it was more about making a moment for Joe Hendry, and I think that's great for him.
It was like my second
he's
favorite match of the night. I think it was. It was. I love Randy Orton and I love Joe Hendry, and I just love how they played it. And I don't care that it was a squash. It was okay. It was the best squash of the year. We can say that probably.
Yeah. Sure. No, I agree.
And then we go on to Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. Like, I don't know where this really came from, honestly. Like,
you hadn't been watching SmackDown. You're giving yourself away.
I watched like the first hour or so, and then I fast forward to whatever matches I'm interested in. So I usually skip like tag teams and like mid cards and stuff. And
they've been feuding back and forth with nothing super serious other than, AJ's looking to make a comeback and Logan's looking to continue being a douchebag and prove that he's the best and that he deserves to be there. And they decided to wrestle each other. And this was kind of long. I'm not going to say that I disliked it, but I, again, felt like the feud buildup was it left a little something to be desired. So even though the match was technically well put together, everything looked really good, I just wasn't super into it. And the finish was something that we assumed would happen. So
yeah, we predicted this one. Logan wins clean. He doesn't even use the brass knuckles. Pat McAfee, I thought he was kind of like a face commentary, but he was really into Logan Paul. I think it's just like when it comes to like, Ohio and their political beliefs, like he's just like, fucking horny for someone that's like him, and they're very similar. Then we go on to the women's tag title match, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus
against, it was supposed to be Bayley, and we thought Raquel and Liv were gonna easily win this one, but
like
we were wrong.
We're not so wrong because we didn't get the full like card at that point, right?
You're right. We thought we did, but card is always subject to change, right? That's the thing they always tell us. So yeah, Bayley was attacked in the back. So what's interesting, I don't know if you saw, but there's a dirt sheet reporting that Bayley is not injured. The attack in the back and the injury that came from it is completely storyline. And this was just all to make space for the surprise return of Becky Lynch.
Yeah, which
I feel bad for Bayley, man. She's a pro and I'm sure she's fine with it, but
I feel like
I like Bayley.
I feel like Becky does this thing where she does a few matches and then she's like on a like nondescript leave, like we don't really indefinite hiatus, and then she kind of, oh my god, the man is back, and I feel like to me it's old. Like I felt kind of meh about Becky returning,
underwhelmed. Yeah,
but it was cute that Lyra got to tag with her hero, and she seemed genuinely like, holy shit, I'm in the bright lights, this is cool.
Yeah.
Too bad. Like Becky's not going to let her get that many words in, probably. But fuck Becky Lynch. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Why do you hate Becky Lynch? So yeah, you just hate all the fucking greatness. You're a greatness hater.
I love the greats.
I mean, Hogan deserves to be hated now because of the type of person he is, but I don't think Becky is a bad person. I just think that, look, all of these wrestlers, when you get to be this big and this important, they're always going to come around and try to swing their weight around and, create opportunities for themselves. You kind of have to. I mean, people say all the time, you have to be selfish in this business. And
I believe it.
I don't pretend to know that
like
anything about it because I'm not part of it, but it makes sense.
No, I love a lot of the stars, and I just think that certain people's attitudes like rub me the wrong way, but yeah, certainly.
Yeah, but you don't know. I mean, we don't know anything, right? We don't know why she came back. We don't know if it was her idea to replace Bayley or if it was someone else's. If maybe it was Hunter's idea, and he called her and said, "Hey, I was thinking about replacing Bayley with somebody. Do you want to come back?"
But I'm just talking about
we don't know,
a character that's presented on a television show, not like
I don't like her character either. I think that's a fair point. Becky Lynch's character right now is stale and boring. Well, there was one heel this evening that sure didn't get the hate that I thought they were going to get, and that was in our main event.
Is that where we're going
John
right now?
Cena.
Yeah, we can leave Stone Cold out of this. He drank a beer.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yes, and I was into this. I was into John Cena, right? So look at me.
Yeah, this was a good match. I mean, another match where the crowd was well, so this is the thing, right? There's always a chance with big, hostile, passionate crowds that like they'll do things that you don't really expect them to. And I think this was one of them. I mean, John Cena had been getting booed pretty much the entire time that WWE was out in Europe doing their pre-WrestleMania tour. And then I think it was in Vegas at SmackDown, or maybe it was in Raw in Chicago. I don't know. They came back to the States, and there was an episode with Cena and Cody where Cena wasn't getting booed as much. And then here tonight, after all the pomp and circumstance of Cody's entrance, John Cena's stark, just nothing on the screens
Spotlight
except his
in the
name
dark.
in white.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty fucking hilarious.
It was hilarious.
He got the crowd behind him. It reminded me of Rock and Hogan from WrestleMania 18. You know, you've got the baby face that you're supposed to love, that everyone does love, but it's kind of hard to root against somebody who's been around for 25 years and is about to make history with a 17th world championship win. So the crowd was firmly behind Cena. They were booing Cody for the most part. And every time something heelish happened that made it look like Cena was going to win, the crowd was behind him. They wanted it.
It was, yeah, to me, John Cena in this match, in my heart, for like the first time in my life, was a total babyface. Cody, like I said, cried when he fucking won the second time around versus Roman. I'm just thinking about like the negative. I'm just like, this guy needs all this bullshit. He needs his like full nutcracker soldier get up with his like plastic skull, like motorcycle helmet. It's like so like, to me, like Cody came off as like cheesy, and John Cena seemed like the fucking man. I don't need shit. I'm gonna whoop your fucking ass. And it was slow, and it was like John Cena was playing that ring psychology. It's gonna be on my pace. You know,
he was also doing moves that he didn't normally do before.
Yeah, like he'll rock the ropes while you're standing up there to make you rack your balls on it and stuff. And like
he was just being a heel.
Yeah.
Like he got attacked in the beginning, and he went outside and took time and composed himself. He was just doing heel stuff, and it was great.
I feel
crowd was loving it.
Dude, it was awesome, and I did love this match. I know WWE themselves were like, oh, it wasn't a great match. It was just John Cena's in there to win. But I was like, no, the ring psychology stuff is great. I don't love the ref bumps that happened. I mean, I know they're necessary in wrestling, or else how would a bad guy cheat, right? And so,
yeah.
And
it was the only ref bump of the entire weekend, though.
Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate that. Like, you can do it here and there. You just can't do it. I mean, we've seen some matches already, or some pay-per-views, right? When we've gone back in history where they just bumped a ref every match, or every other
I think
match.
WrestleMania 9 had so many of those. That's why it was such a dumb pay-per-view.
I think if you're going to do it, maybe there's something to that. Do it at the end, but
yeah, they did it once the whole weekend. This was the match to do it, right? Because you knew there was going to be some tomfoolery. It was either this or the main event of last night with the triple threat.
Right. So, yeah.
But it was a triple threat, right? So there's no rules. It doesn't matter. True. Actually. So no ref bump needed.
But with some ref bumps and maybe some moments where Cena could have been disqualified by the ref, when Travis Scott pulled the ref by the feet, stopping Cody's pin and stuff. There could have been some moments where you could have played it that way. But like, however we do it, John Cena is now 17-time world champion, something that's never been done in the history of the WWE, the WWF, the WWF, however you want to say it. This organization that's been around for much longer than you and I have been alive. And he's threatening now to walk out with the belt forever and ruin wrestling for all of us forever, which I think is hilarious. And
We'll have to see what happens
what
tomorrow.
I have to say is John Cena's, I know we're running out of time, but like John Cena's biggest feat of the night on the press scrum. First question, the dude's like, we haven't seen you smile since you've turned heel or whatever. Could we see you smile? Do you know how fucking hard it is to not smile when someone says, can I see you smile? I can't even talk about smiling without fucking smiling this whole time I was saying it. And this fucking dude, you know, nothing. Like nothing.
Yeah, stone face.
Amazing actor, amazing kayfaber. Like, you know, I'm gonna go around with some merch and waving my hand in front of my face. Like I am John Cena sold, man. This guy's fucking killing it. So
he got you.
I can't wait to see what happens. I guess the only other thing in this very bitchy episode that I have to say is that Travis Scott, I don't really know who he is. Turns out he's the reason that theme, that really, really bad theme song for WrestleMania, that's all it does. That guy is apparently a musician, not just a very scrawny, bad
He's a rapper,
or whatever. And his music, he is very untalented. This is a very seriously incapable man at the art of music.
But he is incredibly popular and has sold tons and tons and tons of tickets.
And I love that you bring that up, because when people say that, I like to think about McDonald's and how they've sold more food than any other restaurant. And are they good? Is it the best food? Is it the worst food? Maybe
it's not the worst food.
Maybe the shittiest. And that's what he is. He's McDonald's. He is McDonald's of the music industry. So
I don't like his music particularly. There are some songs that are good, but the reason that I dislike him the most is because there have been incidents at his concerts in the past where people have died from like getting crushed by the crowd.
Yes, I've heard that. That's all I knew about.
And there's literally video of him just continuing his concert while he can see someone's lifeless body being carried away. Because, you know, he doesn't care about his fans. Like, all you have to do is watch a concert where, like, someone's having a panic attack and the person on stage is like, hey, can you all stop? You know, like, this person needs some help. And then you see something like what he does, and it's like, yeah, he seems like a shitty person. And I'm sure he's having a fun time with wrestling, and that's great. I'm glad that he is and that he's bringing a lot of exposure, but we don't need this guy. We really don't.
Right. So yeah, fuck that guy and fuck some people, and congratulations to Lyra and maybe some other people. Dom. Yeah. Congratulations to John, and congratulations to John Cena, and congratulations to
Joe Hendry,
Triple H, because he was so happy about, I don't know, getting more money than ever before in his bean counting. He just loves to tell you about how much money he got for the company. And we'll be back before you fucking know it, talking about some ECW stuff to kind of palate cleanse a little bit. So if you want to let us know, and we hope that you do want to let us know about your thoughts on WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2, go ahead and send us an email, grapplecitypod@gmail.com. or look in the description how to contact us otherwise, or you can leave us a voicemail. And the phone number, I don't remember the number. Honestly, guys, it's late.
I think I remember it. 626-657-SLAM.
I remember the slam part. 626-657-SLAM. All right. And also,
where's your little soundboard thing? No. Call the phone.
Oh, pick up the phone. Oh, I have it right here. Pick up the phone. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
shit.
There it is.
Yeah. I like how the other day I forgot that the Hulk Hogan thing was just like on a track, and I bounced down our audio. It's just, we're talking about the Steiner brothers, like totally chill, and it's just like Hulk Hogan's ass, and Hulk Hogan suck Hulk Hogan dick. I was like, what the fuck is? I was just like 5 a.m. I woke up and I was like, because I'd heard it like while I was falling asleep the night before. I was like, I have to fix that before anyone hears it. You know,
you had a fever dream. Yeah.
All right, dude.
I appreciate it.
It's been fun. Let's roll out. I'll talk to you soon, Aaron. And thanks everybody for listening.